Hello guys, I'm Amy Rivers. I'm a personal trainer who specializes in functional fitness. Today I want to talk to you about getting rid of low back pain. I'm not a doctor, but I want to apply some of the things I've learned and that I've seen work successfully for clients who suffer from low back pain. Today we're just going to talk about a few stretches. I'm going to do another video for strengthening. I think that's a very good solution. And I would say the majority of times, if it's not a slip disc, if it's not some other major issue that you're dealing with, strengthening and flexibility, strengthening and stretching are two of the best things that you can do to alleviate pain. So let's get started. So the stretching exercise that I would do, again, for low back, a lot of times I'm seeing tight quads. So I would do a simple quad stretch. You can hold onto your foot, bringing your knee under your hip. If that's too difficult, get yourself a band, make a knot, slip it over your foot, just bring it up and over your shoulder. You can hold and just stretch your quad. You'll want to hold that for 30 to 45 seconds. Up to a minute. If it's tough at first, hold it for 20 seconds, stop, change legs, and then come back to it and hold it again for 50 seconds, a minute. After your quad stretch, we're going to start with your hamstrings. A lot of times tight hamstrings can also contribute to low back pain. The first stretch I would start with is simply just hinging at the hips. Your foot is flexed, feeling it in this hamstring. I will usually, if something's super tight on me, I will start with an active stretch, a couple of seconds. And then you're going to do a static stretch where you hold it, can begin with 20 seconds, 30 seconds. And then after I've held that, I might switch to the other side and end up holding this for a minute, 2 minutes. The longer is usually the better. After you've stretched your hamstrings, I would also bring your belly button in and go with a forward fold, just to 90 degrees. Back up. So again, I'm doing this active stretch, is what I usually start with. And I breathe and I smile, sometimes just to let my body know it's okay. It's always a mind game. And then you're going to hold here. If you need to, you can have a chair in front of you to place your hands just to give you a little bit more support if your back's in really bad shape. You'll hold here and then you'll start walking. Notice that my heels are down throughout every move that I've done. And you're just walking. Belly button is also tight. I see this a lot in my clients when we do this position, so just think about sticking your butt out. And then you're walking. You can also bring your hands behind your back. Get a good chest stretch in there. This is good for your low back and alleviating pain. And then from here you can stop and just press your hip out. So this time I'm using my left hip is going away from my body. You can support yourself on your hands or a chair. But you're going to push this hip out. Keep breathing. Switch legs after maybe 10, 15 seconds. Belly button is still pulled in throughout this entire set. And then after you've moved through that a few times, you'll hold this 30 to 45 seconds to a minute. And then the other side. You can pause this video and hold it for that long. Get yourself a timer. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to come down into the floor. This is a little bit strengthening, a little bit stretching for your back extensors. You're going to sit flat on the floor. Your feet are flexed. Belly button's in and your back is tall. Your chest is tall. And you're going to sit. This is usually work for most people. So if you can hold this for 30 seconds, do. If you need to rest out of it after 10 seconds, just come back up. And next, after you've held this for 30 seconds, we're going to go into figure fours, which is also could be part of your low back pain. We're going to bring this foot up. A lot of my clients have found also putting this back leg on a wall or a bench kind of allows you to focus on the stretch more than having to hold this leg up. So we're going to push the knee away from us. If that's too much, you can start here. Back is flat on the ground, head is resting on the ground, belly button still tight, and you're just pushing this away. We'll switch to the other side. Again, I would move through this 10 seconds, 10 seconds. So 10 seconds on your left, 10 seconds on your right. Flip back to 20 or 30 seconds on your left, 20 or 30 seconds on your right. And then finish with your foot up, 45 seconds to a minute. And then switching and 45 seconds to a minute. If you need to pause the video here, you can do that and then rejoin us as we continue. The next stretch I would do is coming to all fours. You want to make sure your knee is tucked, you want to make sure your knee is right under your hip, wrist, elbow is right under your shoulder. And you're going to round your back, pulling the belly button in. Your head follows your spine. Lower your belly button down to the floor, but your belly button is still working to support your low back, and your head follows your spine. I would go through this maybe 12, 15 times, slow and controlled. It does not have to be super high or super low to be for you to get benefit from it. We're going to come back to standing. So you're hinging at the hips, not at the waist. So the waist can give you a false sense of flexibility. So we want a hip hinge, butt goes back, body goes down towards the ground. You can start here with your flat back, all the way down if you need to. Support yourself with your hands if you need, on your calves, your shins, or the floor, your feet. We're just going to hold this. You'll feel the stretch in your hamstrings. And I would also bring this into a forward fold with close legs. Again, hinging at the hips. And for our last stretch that we can do for low back pain is to keep our hips level. Bring this left leg towards our right shoulder. I'm standing up and doing this so you can see me better, but you can lie down and do this or stand. And again, I'm pushing my hip. So those are some great stretches that you can do to alleviate low back pain. Usually with low back pain, I look at weakness or tightness, lack of flexibility. And so lack of flexibility usually involves the quads, your QL, or your hamstrings. If you will, check out my next video, which is strengthening. I would start with the strengthening and then end with the stretching. I hope this helps you. I hope you have a wonderful day and it's pain-free. Let me know in the comments if you find these things useful. Hit like, subscribe, and share if you like similar content. Have a wonderful day. Be blessed.